D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? So I just finished the episode of Stargirl, season 2, episode 11. This was mostly a black and white episode because we went into the shadow realm. Now I have to say I enjoyed this episode. I thought it was good. They showed a little bit of Green Lantern powers and stuff. I have to say though that we only have 2 episodes left, and then it's to the season finale and everything. Of this season, and I just when are we gonna get to the big showdown here? Because I'm still curious. Like, it's obvious that they're just going to use the staff and Green Lantern's light to destroy Eclipso, and I'm all like, it's really not kind of how it works. But I guess, it's like whatever. I mean, I'm not going to be too upset about that if that's how they do it. It's just, I don't think Eclipso was a good, I mean, he's a good villain, but like, I don't know. I don't think he was, I think he's way more powerful than the GSA 2.0, so which is fine. It's fine. As I have enjoyed this season, I'm not going to lie, I have, for the most part. I mean, a couple episodes weren't as good as some others, but you know what I'm saying. So before I get started on this breakdown, I want to say 2 things. The first one is that if you like what I do here and you enjoy independent content here on YouTube, please consider subscribing to my channel. YouTube is always changing up their algorithm, and small channels like mine always get pushed to the back of the line. Plus, they recently just did their old account cleanse and bot purge, and there was a tiny bit of collateral damage, not too much, but whatever. So I please ask that you like, share, and subscribe, and I thank you in advance. The second thing I want to tell you is that I'm selling merch now, so check this out. Geek What is now a clothing brand that designs unique streetwear with a geek/nerd attitude. Some of the core values of Geek What is to see the geekdom for how amazing it is, which is something I've always encouraged on this channel. Here's a look at my latest shirt that was designed by artist Patrick Walters, with my favorite design being me as a cartoon. So if you like what you see, go ahead and click on the link in the description down below. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. All right, so if you guys want, you can head over to my merch store and you can, buy something if you want. If not, I understand, I get it. But if you do, I appreciate it because it really helps me out. All righty, now why don't we get started on breaking down this episode? And now it starts off inside Stargirl's house, and here's Beth, and she's, they're just waiting to see what happened with the fight, with connecting the diamond and everything. So then, they're sitting on the stairs and everything, and so Pat walks in, and she's, like, what's coming down? And then, what is Jenny? She walks in with the staff, and she immediately knows that her daughter didn't make it. And so they hug and everything, and Beth's upset and everything, and she's hugging Jenny even though they're like strangers, but it's fine, it's cool. If I was upset about something, I would want somebody to hug too. It doesn't matter who. And then Stargirl, she wakes up, Courtney, she wakes up in this black and white world, so she's in the shadow realm. And so she's sitting here, and she gets up, and this priest passed her, and when he passed her, he's like, hello, and everything. And I was like, I hope they're all not like this. That's going to get annoying real quick. But it's not. They changed it up. It's just that one guy. So she sees Blue Valley, the town or whatnot. And again, it's all black and white, and they're all saying, hey, to, like, people are just waving at her like she's the new person and everything. And me, I'm all like, oh, this is weird and everything. Sorry, I apologize. It's early right now. I need a little libation. It's coffee. I love coffee. So then she goes to the diner, and she sees this family, and it's the Wizards family from season 1. And all 3 of these people are dead. Now I have to say, the acting on this was over the top, and that's what they meant to do with it, but it was really annoying real quick. Like, I was like 2 seconds into this, I was all like, oh my God, if they laugh like this one more time, I'm going to smack somebody, but I can't reach through the screen. So, but anyway, so they're sitting here chatting, and they're basically like, whatever. But then he's all like, my son's going to be a magician or whatever. So he stands up and he does a card trick. And it goes back to season 1 when he did the card trick. I think it was episode 1 or 2 and whatnot. And she lied to him and said that he got her card. Oh, I apologize. And then he was all like, are you going to lie to me again, Courtney? And I'm all like, what's going on here? So then they stand up and everything, and she walks out the diner door, and this big flash of light comes and everything. She's in the school. So then she's sitting here, and the fiddler and his mom, they're sitting there like, I can't remember what they said. She says something like, new girls are always bad or something like that. I don't remember it, everything. And he's like, I miss my tuba. And I'm all like, what? What's going on here? And then Shiv shows up, and she's just like, new girl. And they start fighting and everything. So, they start fighting, but she cuts her, and she notices that she's bleeding. And she's like, you're bleeding. No one ever bleeds here. You're really here and everything. So then they see Dragon Master. He's coming down the hallway, and he's talking about like, daughter, you're my greatest experiment. I got to go work on you a little bit more. And she's and everything. And so the door opens up, and she's like, sorry, Dad, gonna have to take a rain check or some crap like that. And they go through this little portal into this bedroom. And she's all like, how did you get here? And she's like, where are we? And she's all like, we're in, this is the place of Eclipso's birth. He was born out of, despair and depression. And this is the shadow realm. I can't remember exactly everything she says. Sorry, I didn't write it down verbatim, but that's pretty much what she says. She's like, I studied it while I was on the island, and this is where he was born. And everything. So then she's like, how do we get out of here? And she's like, you don't get out of here. She's like, and she talks about how this world is made up of all your fears or whatnot. And when you give into it, you disintegrate. She might have said it, or Dr. Mid-Nite might have said it, which we're going to get to him in a minute. So then she's all like, so she leaves because she's all like, I'm gonna, find a way out or some crap like that. I can't remember, because she's all like, how do the doors work and everything. She goes back to a memory of her mom being a waitress. She's all like, she's seeing her as the babysitter and everything. And she's like, I gotta pick, it's Christmas Eve, but I gotta pick up a double shift, time and half, everything. And then she's like, I had a business degree, and I have everything in front of me. And then I had a kid. It's her fault. She ruined my whole life. And I'm all like, oh, this storyline, but this world is supposed to break you down. So then Shiv is all like, she's all like, I think this is where she tells her like, this place is made up of all your insecurities and your depressions and everything. And once you give up, like hope, you disintegrate in this place or whatnot. So then she's all like, but she's like, I get to kill my father every day for what he did to me. And she's like, you hear that? Sorry about that. She's like, you hear that, Eclipso? I don't, this is heaven to me. This is a paradise. Well, then her mom shows up, which is obviously her weakness. She's all like, it's okay that she's like, I didn't mean to upset you. It's okay or whatnot. Oh, goodness. I'm sorry. It's so early. So then she goes into this little blacked out area, and Courtney follows her. And that's when she gets taken into this, Frodo Baggins kind of world. Remember when Frodo puts on the ring and it's all like swishiness and everything? That's kind of like how this is right here. It's not exactly how it is, but whatever. So she gets pulled out, and she gets thrown into the garage, and it's Dr. Mid-Nite. She's like, how do I know you're the real Dr. Mid-Niter and everything? And he's all like, I've been talking to Beth and everything. And she's like, how did you, save me? And he's like, the goggles help me see what's real. He's like, what you saw was the real shadow world. This is all illusions, and it's being projected from your mind. And then he's like, to show her, he takes off the goggles and gives them to her. He's like, and while he takes off the goggles, he hears the voice of his daughter, Rachel. I don't know. And she puts on, she's all like, so she sees a little shadow world or whatnot. And he's like, hurry up and give him back. So he puts him back on, and then they're sitting here, and then we go back to the real world, and Beth is all sitting here, and she comes in. I don't remember what they say here, but it's probably like I miss Courtney. We got to get her back and everything. So they're sitting here, and she's like, Dr. Mid-Niter says that light from the ring is like a dog sniffing out its prey. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Did I mention it's early? Anyways, so they're like, we just need something for the dog to get the scent. So Courtney's mom gets the shades. Go, Cuss, they're looking for the shades. Sorry. I should have mentioned that. So she gives the Shade's card to Jenny, and then Jenny uses her powers, and Pat's all like, just focus on finding the Shade, and and she's all like, find the Shade, save Courtney. And so her ring activates, and it creates a little model of the town, and you can see these little wisps right here of Shade. And he's in two places at once. I don't think that I think that the Shade, the one like up front, I think that is that's Eclipso. One's Eclipso, I think, and one's the Shade and everything. So then they're sitting here talking, and he's telling her basically, like, when it comes to the Shade, he doesn't think that he's necessarily a bad person, and his what he wanted never really like aligned with what the ISA wanted, the Injustice Society. And he said, when my daughter was killed by Eclipso, he showed up at my house after her funeral with a bottle of absinthe. And he had already drinking half the bottle and everything. And he wanted to say, how he was sorry that he didn't take care of Eclipso, kind of thing. And so he's all like, okay, they're on their way. And so they go to the movie theater where the Shade, oh my goodness, last one, he's watching a movie, and he's all like, I'm trying to preserve what power I have left. So he's dying, which I have to say, which I'll talk about later, but I personally don't like this. But anyways, so she's all like, you need to open up a door to the shadow world realm, because we need to get Courtney out of there, sucker. So he opens one up, and she's all like, Courtney, come through, come on. And she's all like, no, we have to save Cindy, Shiv. So she leaves and everything, and Dr. Mid-Nite said, we must hurry. So they go, and she's like, while she's running through those little like flash portal, whatever, she's all like, Cindy, take me to Cindy. And the first place she goes is Yolanda. And then Eclipso, this little boy Eclipso, shows up. He's all like, everybody, one of your friends, everybody you touch, turns to crap or whatever. I can't remember exactly what he says. He's like, how do you feel about me? He kept asking her, how do you feel about me? Or what do how you feel about me is what he said and everything. And he just kept saying a lot of crap and stuff. I can't remember. And so then we go to Cindy, and she's being injected with stuff, and she's going through her thing. And we get the sense that what happened was, and because this is her as a little girl, was that her mom told her she couldn't stay up. And because she had been experimented on, she's got the knives in her arms, and she cut her, / killed her. And so then we go so he still's not talking, and she goes to the jail where Rick is, and he's all like, look, he's a monster caged and everything. You did this kind of thing. It's like, how do you feel about me? So then she goes to her house, and he's like, you can't get away from me, kind of thing. And he's like, I'm always going to be here and everything. And he's like, that locket, whose locket is that? And she, back in the movie theater, he's all like, I'm losing it, guys. And he, turns it up a little bit so he can get him out and everything. And she's all like, he's like, your dad's picture's in there because he didn't want you, kind of thing. And she's all like, she throws the locket down. She's like, I'm over him and everything. And so then he's all like, saying a whole bunch of other crap. I can't remember, but he's like, how do you feel about me? And she's like, I hate you. And he gets this weird grin on his face. I don't like Eclipso as this little kid. I wish it was Eclipso as like the dude or whatnot. I don't know why they did that. But okay, so then once he smiles, then she goes to where Cindy is. And, she's like, Mom, I'm sorry and everything. She's like, that's not your mom. We need to go. So then they run back to the garage, and then they go through the little portal, and they're like, hey, we made it out and everything. And then the Shade's all like, I can't remember exactly what he says to Dr. Mid-Nite, but he's all like, cheerio, good chop. And then he turns to Shadow. And then Cindy's like, hey, who wants to kill Eclipso and everything? And they're all like looking at her, and that's where the episode ends. We'll just end on that picture right there. So I thought this was a pretty good episode. I would have liked them to have stayed in the underground just a little bit more, the Shadow Realm. I found it very fascinating. And it's I'm pretty sure they didn't do it because, like, I mean, when they did the whole thing where they went from place to place, I'm pretty sure that didn't cost as much as doing those special effects of the little shadow wisps all over the place. I'm not doing it right with my hands because they're not shadows, but they were just like it was like sand. It was like sand, but black sand. And I wish they would have done that. I wish they would have stayed in there just a little bit more, but I understand why they didn't. But I'm also curious to see where this season is going to end because it's like I think that this show is good and I've enjoyed it so far for the most part. But I just really wish that they would get to the nitty-gritty and get down to business, and that is I want to see the fight. Let's fight and everything. So yeah, that is my breakdown and review of this episode. I would suggest checking it out if you haven't already. It's a good episode, I think. And check out this show. If you haven't started this show, you can watch it and everything. Yeah, all right, you guys. So I'm going to end this now. But tell me, what did you guys think about this episode? Did you like this episode? Did you not like this episode? Did you like the fact that they went to the Shadow Realm and you got to see that whole thing? Are you happy they saved Dr. Mid-Nite? What do you think? Where do you think his character is going to be, going forward after this season kind of thing? Who's your favorite character on the show? Go ahead and leave all your comments in that section down below. If you like this video, go and hit that like button. I won't mind if you're new to my channel. Please hit that subscribe button. I'd greatly appreciate it. And I will see you guys next week for my Stargirl breakdown and review. You guys have a good week. Bye.